Could be coming to one of Peoria's busiest intersections, which could make it even busier. The Planning and Zoning Commission approved plans for a small shopping center to take over 1.5 acres at the intersection of University and War Memorial Drive. The plans call for businesses like Dutch Bros Coffee and a drive-thru restaurant. Cars would come in via University or Florence Avenue. The commission worried about traffic impact. Peoria City Council will hear the matter during their meeting May 27th.